working in federal agencies' diversity, equity, and inclusion offices to be notified by 5 p.m. those jobs are over.
President Trump is moving to end affirmative action in federal contracting and is directing all diversity staff to be put on paid leave and eventually be laid off. The move's following an executive order the president signed on his first day. It ordered sweeping dismantling of the federal government's diversity and inclusion programs.
Fox's Chris DeMeo. 3 tech companies are joining forces on artificial intelligence.
Oracle, OpenAI, and Japan's SoftBank will lead an artificial intelligence joint venture called Stargate. The 3 tech giants revealed the plans in a joint announcement with President Trump.
A new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
Other tech companies, including Microsoft, ARM, and NVIDIA, were named Stargate Technology Partners. Stargate's expected to start with a new data center in Texas.
Fox's Janika Sola. At least 10 deaths are reported due to the winter storm hitting the south, 5 in a crash on an icy road in Texas, 1 in a crash during snow in Alabama.
The Deep South rarely sees winters or temperatures like this, which may explain why 2 people died in the bitter cold in Austin, Texas, and another died from hypothermia in Georgia. The death of a volunteer firefighter in Dale County, Alabama, is also believed to be cold-related. Investigators say he died in a house fire, likely started by using his kitchen stove to warm his home. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
10 Palestinians are reported killed in an Israeli military operation targeting militants in Jenin in the West Bank. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors. VapoCool.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
There's Senate confirmation hearings today for Transportation Secretary nominee Sean Duffy and Russell Vought as Office of Management and Budget Director. There are more accusations against Defense Secretary nominee Pete Hegseth.
Fox News obtained an affidavit from Danielle Hegseth, who was formerly married to Pete Hegseth's brother, alleging that Trump's pick for the top job at the Pentagon is erratic and volatile and has an alcohol abuse problem, and that his ex-wife Samantha feared for her safety. Hegseth denied similar claims at his hearing last week. On the new allegations, his lawyer says Sam has never alleged that there was any abuse. She signed court documents acknowledging that there was no abuse and recently reaffirmed the same during her FBI interview.
That's Fox's Aisha Hosni. President Trump says he's pardoned Ross Ulbricht, founder of the Silk Road dark web marketplace where people could buy, among other things, illegal drugs and fake driver's licenses. Ulbricht was serving a life sentence on charges including money laundering, drug trafficking, and computer hacking. He served 11 years of that life sentence. The FBI shut Silk Road down in 2013. Supreme Court hears a case today about police standards for the use of deadly force.
The U.S. Supreme Court takes up a civil rights suit alleging police overuse of force in the deadly shooting of 24-year-old Ashtane Barnes during a routine traffic stop in Houston in 2016, where in a matter of seconds the stop turned chaotic. A lower court ruled the officer was justified based only on the precise moment that force was used. Plaintiffs are asking the High Court to reject what has been dubbed the moment of the threat doctrine that addresses how much time can be taken into consideration when deadly force is used, saying that de-escalation should have been used. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Carbonated water can help a little bit with weight loss, according to a study in Japan, by lowering blood glucose levels. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Our stations are sponsors for one winter night event, February 7th and 8th, to help See You at Home. It helps our friends without an address get on Pathways to Progress with details at seeyouathome.us. During last year's pit count, a total of 279 individuals identified as homeless in Champaign County. Donald Trump granting pardons to roughly 1,500 people who were convicted of the January 6 riots. That includes more than 50 people from Illinois that were accused of storming the U.S. Capitol. As Congress was certifying the 2020 election results, it means those individuals will have their federal rap sheets wiped clean. The governor responding to Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship, saying Trump's executive order to strip birthright citizenship from people born to this country is, quote, unconstitutional. He says this is only the beginning of the Trump administration's trying to undermine the rule of law, adding that he will stand against unconstitutional actions. And that's what's happening. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Can you open a window? I mean,
let some fresh air in, huh?
It's hot, man. I mean, I told you we're 10 degrees better than we were 24 hours ago at this minute. So what the heck?
Yeah.
Feeling good. So what's 25 going to feel like? 25 times warmer than it was when I got out of CrossFit yesterday. I tell you what, you go to the car or in the CrossFit shorts when it's 0.
Yikes!
It's a bit of a startle. Hey, good morning.
You're just like the youngsters running around like that.
I know it. John Fetterman, youngster. Chapin Rose.
Yes, he's one.
Yeah. Now he said he thinks about pants. He's our state senator here. He thinks about pants when it's 12. Mm-hmm. So otherwise he's in shorts and a shirt.
That's right.
I didn't see him wear a coat. Man.
Well, it's got to be the first frost of the season before I put away the flip-flops for the year. So
there you go.
Exactly.
Well, it's Greg Sawyer. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie J, and we're off and running here with a check of your amazingly strong, accurate forecast because the guy knows science and he just track him. I'm like the Indiana football coach. Google me. I win.
There you go.
Track Sawyer. He's correct, man.
Hey, name a part of the country that has the same temperature that we have currently at Willard and Savoy.
What is New Orleans, Louisiana?
Very good.
Yeah, hey, Johnny.
Lafayette, Louisiana, 5 above right now.
That's where I did most of the radio in the 90s is Lafayette, and I got so many pictures yesterday saying, Diane, it feels like we're up in Illinois. There was one that did a snowman that was a crawfish snowman, which was hilarious.
That's different, yeah.
Well, Johnny's got 7 inches.
Okay, wow. Lafayette had 10 and a half.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that was the winner right there. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Johnny said that just happened in 1895. So he's... Yeah.
I thought that I don't have the New Orleans records for some reason right in front of me right now, but I would have thought that these are all-time record lows. But then again, back in the mid and late 70s when we had those cold wave weather patterns and those storms that went through the Gulf Coast and kind of killed off this Florida citrus crop, might have done these kind of temperatures then. But
it's stunning. It really is. What has happened. Anyway, Johnny's up in the next 20 minutes. They were throwing snowballs around, and it was too powdery for snowman. But he thinks there's enough snow when it starts moistening up to build an igloo. And
that's going to be great. Fantastic.
Johnny
snowman.
Johnny used to make 5-10-foot face sculptures with snow, and they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
So he's probably pretty fired up, although he said he has 0 clothing. Everything's in Colorado and Philo.
That's right.
So he has nothing.
Not really prepared for that.
Nothing there.
But in some video of Baton Rouge and LSU's campus, they had people trying to do snowball fights and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, these guys haven't been there. They don't know. But they think it's fun for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then it's like, what are we doing here, man?
What do we do now for the next 2 days?
Exactly. It's all shut down, I know, down there. Our weather this morning brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they work every day to improve the health of community members across the region. If you'd like to join the team with opportunities for growth, visit carl.org/careers.
Meanwhile, warming up nicely here. It's relative, but it's going to feel a lot better than it's been, buddy.
That's right. The old January thaw expected to come our way, certainly by early next week. And was just perusing what's going on in my favorite part of the world off the Outer Banks of North Carolina, Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. 9 inches of snow on the ground there on the Outer Banks, and it's snowing down towards Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, that is. I'm sorry to break your heart there, sir. But in any event, it is what it is here in this winter of 2024 and 2025. We've got a reading now at 5 at Willard and Savoy, but the south wind is into play, so there's still noticeable wind chill you're going to have to contend with for the day today at 15 to 25 and gusty. Upstream, a little clipper system that will bring about maybe a couple snow flurries here for tonight. Another clipper system on Saturday. Then we're off to the races on a nice pattern shift across the Corn Belt and the U.S. at large. 23 the forecast high. That'll feel a whole bunch better than yesterday's low single digits. Southwest south wind, though, at 15 to 25 and gusty. We'll bottom out at 18 for tonight. That's more normal for mid-January. Tomorrow, partly sunny. An isolated maybe snow flurry or snow shower early in the day with a high at 25. A little bit colder tomorrow night. Lows back down single digits and a high up to 22 and a sunny, cold but light wind day on Friday. Maybe a snow flurry or snow shower on Saturday. No big deal at 36 there. 33 Sunday, 35 Monday, 40 to 43 Monday and Tuesday of next week.
When do we spring ahead on the clocks, man? Or no, fall back? We'll spring ahead. Spring ahead on the clock.
Spring forward.
March.
Isn't it the first weekend in March?
I think it is. I think it is. Okay, man.
So we're turning the tide. We're turning the tide. You know, short month of February. Off we go then to March.
So,
hang in there, guys.
We love it, baby. Thank you so much, meteorologist Greg Solier. All right, good morning. It is January 22nd, the year of our Lord, 2025. Here we are.
Always chime in at 217-359-2255. I need to delegate who gets the tickets to tomorrow's game against Maryland with an 8 o'clock tip-off.
I'm telling you, Illinois back in it. 7 home games left. I say that just because you want to watch Kasparis Jakajovic because he's done after 7 home games. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully a nice, long, deep run in the NCAA tournament. But that guy's gone. He's going to go to the NBA. He's going to be a top 5 draft pick. The guy's amazing. And maybe even Will Riley. Maybe this is it for Will Riley, even though, you know, you can see where he if he plays another year for us, let's go. I mean, the kid's planning his prom, for crying out loud.
That's right.
He's supposed to be in high school. And he played up. And you can see how explosive he is. I mean, on that run he made against Michigan State in the first half. So I don't understand how Ohio State beat Purdue last night because it was on Peacock, and I turned it over there, and it was like 30-13. And I'm going, okay, this isn't West Lafayette. Over. And somehow, with the help of 11 three-pointers, Ohio State outscored Purdue in the second half 45-29.
So the final was 73-70 over number 11 Purdue.
Ohio State beat them, which is stunning to me because Purdue has been playing. Purdue won like 8 in a row or something.
UCLA took down Wisconsin 85-83.
I saw that, and it's kind of surprising there. UCLA they have some talented guys, and we'll have them here in a week, I think. They're coming to State Farm.
Ohio State, that game is February 2nd, a Sunday at noon.
We're probably the favored basketball team till we get to New York. In that game against number 2 Duke, we probably won't be favored in that, but I think if you look at the schedule, Illinois will be the favored basketball team over the next 10 games.
Okay.
That's just the way it lays out.
That Duke game is Saturday, February 22nd in NYC.
Have a time on that?
It has 7 o'clock.
Ooh, prime time.
Right.
That'll be dandy. And
I see.
Let's just hope
Wisconsin and those stinking Badgers is Tuesday the 18th up in Madison at 7 o'clock.
No, listen, bring it. I mean, we're used to playing tough teams. We've done that most of the year. We've had how many really tough quad 1 games? And so I'd say let's go. We're used to that kind of stuff. The whole point is to get better. And March is really all that matters. Nothing matters except your run in the NCAA tournament. We've learned about that. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you what, this is a good basketball team. Let's hope the Illini can really string it together. And again, if you want tickets to Maryland and Illinois, free tickets, text in the line to 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line.
And thank you to Express Employment Professionals, your link to top talent and recruitment opportunities with details at expresspros.com. Go Illini. Always fun to ride the fan bus from Pia's. Got to get there about 45 minutes ahead of time. They load up at 30 minutes before tip-off and take you right there to the front circle drive at the State Farm Center, and they leave 10 minutes after the buzzer.
I mean 10.
Yes.
So if it's a buzzer beater and you're sitting in the 22nd row of C,
yep, better hustle up.
You're going to take a minute.
Yeah.
Because
could be working the Uber on your phone.
There you go. Yeah. But the bus is leaving. So
You're right.
That's why you see people, no matter what, with 2 minutes left, run down.
That's right.
Because you can't get out.
And sometimes they'll leave if the bus is full of all their passengers. They do take a head count and stuff. And sometimes they're all unified and let's get out of here and beat the traffic.
What if you have a few people that didn't come with you? Do you know that? You don't even know that.
I mean, I think they do a head count and
I know,
stuff.
but maybe the head count, they don't have names. Nobody's collecting names. Bob, are you here?
I mean, it's just like me sometimes at Busch Stadium for our Cub Card bus trip to Busch. Just look next to you. Is everybody here? Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, boy.
Anyway, we have Illinois football ranked number 16 in this final AP football poll. That's our 12th appearance in the poll this season. And Notre Dame was number 2. Ohio State number 1. Oregon at 3. Texas 4. Penn State 5. Indiana finished 10. And, we're 16 ahead of number 17, Alabama.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and the way too early top 25 for next year has us at 13. So, yes, you can say, well, what
about next year?
What about the playoffs?
Yes.
I mean, if you're ranked 16 to end the year and you're way too early top 25 has you at 13, you can totally say, well, dang.
Yeah.
If a couple things go our way, we can be in the playoffs.
I mean, what is there? 18 to 22 starters from the Cheez-Its Citrus Bowl, and Luke Altmaier's back, and 12 of the 14 were honored at the Big Ten Conference.
Yeah, I tell somebody texted in, when was the last time the Fighting Illini hosted the national champion at Memorial Stadium 2 years in a row? Never.
Right.
Michigan this year and Ohio State coming in next year.
Oh, boy.
That's never happened.
Man.
I have no idea if it's never happened, but I'm going to say it's never happened.
Starting the season against Western Illinois on August 30th.
And we go to Duke and their bowl team. They won like 9 times this year, so it won't be easy there. And then you got to go to Indiana. The Hoosiers, normally it's like take your blanket, spread out a picnic area because nobody's going to be at the game. You have plenty of bleachers. Now the Hoosiers are good. What the heck happened?
So, speaking of getting warmer and warm thoughts, 25 of the Baseball Writers Association of America vote is in, with Ichiro Suzuki getting all but one of the votes. So, not just one vote shy of unanimous.
How could you not vote for Ichiro? He was such a good hitter.
Right.
Oh.
Billy Wagner. CC
Sabathia. Yeah, lefty. I think at least the Yankees for a good chunk of that career, but CC was big old fella and threw lefty. Good player. So, yeah, they're in the Hall of Fame. They'll get to go to Cooperstown.
It was fun for us to be talking baseball at the Cardinal Caravan at the Hilton Garden Inn on Friday. And you had fun visiting with the team and the players. And Ricky Horton was just great.
Yeah, he's always so good.
And it was fun for them to visit with your son-in-law, Jacob Hurtubise, as he prepares to get back in the swing of things inside the next month.
Yeah,
right?
he's been on the Cincinnati Caravan over in that Ohio Valley.
That's right.
So he's been traveling around doing that for Cincinnati, and he knows Michael Ciani, the center fielder for the Cardinals, because they played together for 3 years in Dayton and then Chattanooga and maybe even in Louisville. All right, your weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Reminding you that the Health and Wellness Center is waiting for you. You can explore for just $5 admission. Maybe you want to be a member. There's also scholarship opportunities. Boy, it's a great place to work out at 2002 East Washington Street in Urbana.
I want to help you buy an appliance today from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. That's the Stever offer. Stand by.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Just a couple of fast-moving clipper systems on the weather maps and charts in the coming days, with an uptick in temperature readings by and large. It should push us close to the 40-degree mark across the area by early to mid next week, and at least into the 30s over the weekend. In the meantime, considerable cloudiness, windy, but not so cold as long as you're sheltered from that wind. 23 at the forecast high, the southwest to south wind at 15 to 25 and gusty. For tonight, not so cold, mostly cloudy. One of those clipper systems may generate a few snow flurries around early and late, low down to 18. And tomorrow, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning, partly sunny, the high to about 25. Back down into the single digits tomorrow night, and a sunny, cold Friday at 22. But then we moderate to 36 on Saturday with maybe an isolated snow shower around. Clouds for the day on Sunday at 33, 35 on Monday, heading into the lower 40s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes. or perhaps a second home away from it all? Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Insurance giant Travelers is reporting an upbeat holiday quarter and full year. The company calls its results exceptional. CEO Alan Schnitzer released a statement saying the strong results and financial position we are reporting today enable us to be there when our customers need us most, including in the event of devastating tragedy, as our friends and neighbors in Los Angeles are experiencing right now. Procter & Gamble's sales are upbeat. It makes Pampers, Loves, and many other brands. Johnson & Johnson is reporting higher sales than expected. It was seeing strong demand for cancer drugs and medical devices. And energy company GE Vernova is reporting stronger business in its latest quarter, but Wall Street was expecting even more, and the stock is down 2%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda. Invested in you.
The world of business moves top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
It's 2025. Time to invest in yourself with free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in fees, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National. They offer excellent annual percentage yields with no service fees or minimum balance. You can make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit a month, as it's super easy to maximize on your money with a bank ready to invest in you. Learn more at any location or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, so Brother Johnny coming up in about 10 minutes, along with, I don't know, Ed Martin? We don't know.
Right.
We have no idea.
We think there was a shift.
Well, he was supposed to be the chief of staff for the Office of Management and Budget, and as of like 3 nights ago, that changed. Whether we catch up with our Wednesday regular, we have no idea. I can't imagine the whirlwind that is Washington, D.C. with everything happening. $500 billion will be invested in AI, but normally people that support Democrats. Elizabeth Warren wrote to the man who runs the AI and essentially says, "What are you doing?" And he responded, "You guys never complained when I donated to you." In any event, $500 billion is a lot of money. $500 billion. That's even more than Elon has. Elon Musk only has $434 billion. So this is big. Anyway, that's going to be a job maker for immediately. They think 100,000 jobs, and those are probably nice jobs.
There's a headline saying Trump says Biden left him an inspirational message.
Well, good. That's great. It was in the top drawer of the famous desk there.
A tradition there in the Oval Office.
Yep. The presidents usually write notes to each other, just because very few sit in that seat. So great. It's wonderful, inspirational, and 725. All right, our Stever offer, the program where I, Stevie J, hand you money, and you'll never get a deal like this on this planet, where I'm giving you $500 off an appliance. Huh? I know. It's $500 off your dishwasher. Yeah, dishwashers are over $1,000. You have to spend at least $1,000. But if you want a stove, refrigerator, fancy schmancy microwave, built-in kind of thing.
Yeah.
$500 off is the offer. And your deal is you got to go in there and start the process here in the next week.
Okay, 510 North Neal Street in Champaign over by I-74.
But you can't get $500 off Dick Van Dyke Appliance World anywhere else, period.
Appliance-world.com if you want to explore some options before you text in DVD to 217-359-2255. Their hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Nothing like a new dishwasher that cleans dishes, and I didn't know about,
I didn't know. I was spending way too much
washing
time
them
scrubbing
before.
my dishes.
No,
essentially washing them before I wash them in the dishwasher.
If I get a little spaghetti, I'll get the blow dryer out. I'll dry that sucker on and then say, try that now, fella. It's amazing. Okay. Anyway, good dishwashers, and I got a $500 bill. If you're interested in trying to get one of these, I'm going to do 2 today. You text in DVD or Dick Van Dyke to 217-359-2255. And again, you know what you need. Chances are you need something. And if you don't, tell your friend.
It's a good time to be looking at this website, too. I see new year, new look, save up to 40%, $500 back until the 29th of the month. So when it comes to appliances, I was clicking to see about the laundry or cooking or refrigeration or dishwashers or the outdoor look. You might be planning for the patio or taking it up a notch. I mean, they've got some grills and outdoor cooking options for you, too.
Yeah, they got a lot of bells and whistles. If you go into the store on Neal and you go right, that's where you see the, if I win the lottery, I'm going to get this.
Yeah.
Because it's like the Nancy Pelosi refrigerators.
Right, with the ice cream. It's
8-10 feet tall.
Right.
It's nuts.
And the crisper and the things that they can do with the drawers
crazy.
To keep your produce fresh. Wow.
$500, 217-359-2255. Text in Dick Van Dyke or DVD, and you'll be in the hopper to have a chance.
Right.
Okay, we will talk about, among other things here, how did that bishop speak to Donald Trump and his family? How did she do that?
Unbelievable. Is anybody venting who's in charge of the... Is it National Prayer?
She's the bishop. She's in charge of that particular beautiful church. But she essentially did a political lecture.
Right.
A political lecture.
How awkward for the president to be in office one day and be shaking a finger at him from the pulpit.
First of all, I just imagine that everybody knows everybody, so you probably are going to say, where's the president? He's going to go to a prayer service, which I guess is a tradition. But doesn't somebody say, well, who's giving the message? And then they could look up and find this woman who was essentially anti-Trump.
Marianne Budde, Budde.
But I mean, anti-Trump? Can we not do better than that?
Right.
He's in office for a day. So it was rather disappointing how humans mess up religion.
Yeah.
And then it brings this, I guess, to the light, why are they tax exempt if she's doing political speeches? You're supposed to preach the word of God. Why is it Anglican? Is that the denomination? I don't know, but it was terribly inappropriate. You have once in a lifetime to have an audience of the president and the vice president and the families. Why not bring something out called hope?
Right.
And the fact that the world is waiting for exciting, great things to happen, and God is blessing us with a chance to fix some things.
Episcopal bishop in Washington, and one of the lines was, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now.
Yeah.
And look towards the president.
So anyway, we'll touch on that. And also, if Ed's on, we'll try and figure out what he's doing, because he got another post, and we're not sure what that is, so we'll get to it. That'll be next. Hey, it's Wednesday. It is January 22nd, and we'll be right back. ESPN 93.5 with some news, weather, and Brother Johnny, and maybe Ed Martin. Stand by. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Massive investment in infrastructure as much as $500 billion. The deal announced by President Trump during his first full day in the Oval Office.
You had the SoftBank, OpenAI, and Oracle leaders there announcing that they'll work together on this project called Stargate. It is aimed at building data centers in the U.S. that will be focused on AI.
Fox's Jackie Heinrich of the White House. A winter wonderland for some, but tragedy for others.
5 of the people who died in the storm that slammed the Deep South were killed in a crash on icy roads about 90 miles southwest of San Antonio, Texas, while a woman died in a crash on snow-covered roads in Ozark, Alabama.
Fox's Kermit Roberts, a total of 10 people dying in the record-setting winter storm. At least 28 people dying in the wildfires in Southern California, but crews are making progress in containing the blaze in Riverside County. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Governor is scheduled to sign a bill that would require people with intellectual and developmental disabilities be paid the full minimum wage in Illinois. Governor is signing the Dignity and Pay Act into law in Chicago. Measure ends Illinois certificate program. It allows some employers to pay people with disabilities less than the minimum wage. A second passenger died on the hit and run in Urbana Sunday. Chloe Polson, a 21-year-old female from Deerfield, succumbing to her injuries and passed away. The crash occurred when a Honda stopped at a red light, struck from behind by a Mitsubishi at high speed, impact causing severe damage to both vehicles. A new guaranteed transfer policy will take effect this fall semester. It allows Illinois high school graduates to transfer to any University of Illinois system from any college or university in the U.S. The U of I system transfer guarantee previously only applied to students transferring from a community college in the state of Illinois. And that's a look at your local news. You're up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Gradual moderation in the cold and a milder feel. The story around here by the time we get into the early and middle parts of next week with just a couple of weak, fast-moving clipper systems on the maps and charts. That's it from a moisture standpoint. For the day-to-day, considerable cloudiness. Not so cold, but still windy. Bundle up with wind chill in mind. The high at about 23 on that southwest to south wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour and gusty. Not so cold tonight. Maybe a few snow flurries around early and again late with a low down to 18. Southwest wind for the day tomorrow, partly sunny and isolated snow shower around in the morning. Highs up to 25 and a west-northwest wind. That'll temporarily bring down cold air tomorrow night with lows down to around 4 above. Sunny, cold for the day on Friday. West-southwesterly wind will be light, the high at about 22, but will moderate to 36 with maybe a snow shower on Saturday. Clouds 33 on Sunday, up near about 35 on Monday, and low 40s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, 7:33. We jump right to New Orleans, Louisiana. Brother Johnny, and a historic snow. Solier was surprised that there'd been another time where New Orleans got 7 inches of snow. I guess Lafayette got 10.5 inches, so that wins the state, Johnny.
Well, okay, but I don't remember the 10 inches they're saying we had in 85. I don't remember. We had 8 inches at the airport, and 17 degrees right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Pretty cool. No, I was looking around the country at, well, I can go see Matthew in Colorado or you and Mom up there and Diane and Philo. But the warmest place I can go right now is South Dakota.
What? Really?
Wow. It's 24.
Wow.
Man. Well, here's what I got to say about that. day one, Trump fixed global warming. He's unbelievable.
He's unreal. How did he do that? That's incredible.
I thought about that.
So what do the grandkids in New Orleans think? What's the Lennox and Lincoln think of snow?
Oh, they're out there doing snow angels and running around snow. Lincoln hit me in the neck twice with a snowball.
I saw his arm. Pretty good arm.
He's got to quit throwing towards the head. But anyway.
Right.
Here, my boots are tennis shoes, so I don't know what to do. And let me tell you about our snow removal equipment. We don't got any, okay? So we're shut down the rest of till this melts. We got the sun. That's what we got.
Yeah, well, and is it melting anytime soon?
Well, at 17, you can take a guess. You never really studied biology, Steve, and the sciences, but it's not going to melt until at least noon. Oh. And then, of course, it'll get to about 40, which is great. Then back down to 23.
Freeze.
Well, we know how that works.
Yeah. All right.
Especially with I-10, I mean, that could be bad.
Well, you're right, and it is a problem, and we are completely just, you've got your emergency responders and medical workers got to get in, but everybody else is just staying home.
I think there's 10 snowplows coming down from Indiana, I heard somewhere. So
yeah, I was wondering if there's a place that hadn't snowed that we could borrow some.
Man, well, you got to borrow all their drivers, right? Because nobody's trained up on that. How about the airport? Are they canceling flights down there?
That I'm not sure, but I don't think so. They've got it out there, but
wow,
they got something out there.
Yeah, I mean, because you wouldn't think you'd spend money on salt and plows in New Orleans.
Well, our governor actually got some out-of-state equipment getting ready for this.
Okay.
We weren't quite like Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But still, when it comes to the airport, we had met with Tim Bennett, Willard Airport, and it's like a fine-tuned formula on when you can go out, when you can clear the little windows of time, and when you have to de-ice a plane, and all the stuff that comes along with it.
No, it's a lot of work, and you have to have a process in the system. And, of course, we don't get snow once every 5 years. And in 24... I predicted it wasn't going to snow because when it snowed on Christmas of 2009, we won the Super Bowl. And I was able to predict by Thanksgiving it's not going to snow. But now it's 2025.
Wow. Well, okay, it's Brother Johnny in New Orleans where they had 7 inches of snow. Unbelievable. Okay, so Ed Martin, formerly with Phyllis Schlafly, now we thought with the Office of Management and Budget, and now we don't know. I told Diane he doesn't know what day it is, does he? He doesn't know what day it is today because it's been a whirlwind out there.
What's the day?
I mean, it's Wednesday, but I don't think he knows the day of the week because it's been a whirlwind.
Well, he's been busy, and I think he's just dying to tell you and I and Diane and our listeners what he's going to do, but I'm afraid if he did, he'd have to kill us. So I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
So he's not going to be in the Office of Management and Budget then?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
But he's working hard at something, and I think it's going to be another incredible position. So we'll see how that all shakes out. And meanwhile, we're going to start to get confirmations of Trump's cabinet members, and he works pretty hard, Steve. I'm getting pretty tired watching him.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Well, it was the Trump family. What a whirlwind since inaugural day, Monday. Trump family went to a prayer service yesterday at an Episcopalian massive cathedral looking beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But apparently they did not know the bishop and didn't know her background. Right. Here she is after George Floyd.
Why did you want to come out here and send
their message? It is a message of a call for justice, for swift justice for George Floyd, for systemic justice for all brown and black people who have been under the knee of this country in ways that we have witnessed time and again. This is wrong. And this rising up, this spontaneous uprising of people, mostly half my age or younger, they're the ones we should be listening to.
And they're angry at the president.
They're so angry.
They're angry at the president. So what is your message to President Trump today?
Well, I've given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace.
Okay, so that's the woman that had an opportunity of a lifetime to speak to the new president and vice president and the family, and she essentially gives a lecture, a political lecture.
15 minutes.
Why wouldn't somebody say, okay, we're going to this prayer service, who's giving the message, and find out that she was essentially anti-Trump? So it was very awkward.
A lot of bases to cover, Steve, and she's had her day, and it's a free country, and the Trumps sat there and listened, and I thought I liked the people who said the prayers for the inauguration and the benediction a lot better.
Right.
But no, it's a new era, and you do keep hearing that same kind of thing. They've got to come up at least with another way of saying it. You know what I mean, Diane? It's the same thing. And how about it's becoming a kind of a bizarre comedy when you hear them saying, I think Musk did the Hitler salute. He did the Hitler salute.
Right.
And it's like, do you think we're really going to pay any attention to you people with that kind of stuff? It's gotten so old, and it's so ridiculous, and they're starting to really just dig a hole they'll never get out of, which is good.
Yeah.
Which is good. It's going to be interesting to see what the Democratic Party can do, because right now they're still in control of the Democratic Party, and I don't think they can get anywhere with that anymore.
Well, I mean, what would they do? I mean, how can they say we're going to kind of stop the whole woke thing? That means the progressives, you're kind of on your own. What would happen if they did that? What if they said to AOC and her bunch and the far left that you're not part of this mainstream Democratic Party anymore? Well,
They would just be yammering on the fringes. And then the Democrats would start to pick up a lot of those independents and moderate Republicans. So it wouldn't be the end of the party. That's why they're in the situation they're in. They compromised their principles because they were afraid politically they'd wreck the party. With the 35% wokers, there's like 3.5% workers. They've gone way too far, and they need to get rid of Hakeem Jeffries and the rest of them. Or the Republicans are going to just run roughshod over them. I mean, that's what I think, because I don't think they can keep selling the same thing that if you watch that mainstream media, you still have them, hanging on by a thread and still whining and crying. And you hear a lot of the Democrats saying, "We got to quit this. This is crazy." Yeah.
Well, what? So if let's pretend Joe Manchin from West Virginia, former senator, was 62 years old, and he came out and was kind of the common sense side of a lot of politics, which he is. Is that a good example of kind of candidate the Democrats would want?
Yeah. I mean, they may have to go with someone like Fetterman, who is a little younger, but Joe might be healthier. I don't know how old Manchin is, but he would be an example of someone that could move back to the middle.
But can you imagine John Fetterman being sworn in Nike shorts? Wow.
Well, you can bet on that if he ever gets elected.
He walked into the rotunda with a hoodie and shorts. Nike shorts or whatever they were gym shorts. Uh-huh. And you'd think we'd put pants on since it was so cold. I don't get it. Sweats. What goes sweats?
Someone like Harold Ford Jr. could do it.
Yeah. Well, he'd never get out of a primary if you include the progressives.
That's the problem they got. Well, they have to fix that. They got to get people out there and vote for the non-progressives, because there's one thing's for sure, though, you have to hand it to the far left progressives. They're not going to change. They're not going to compromise. That's not on the table. It's our way or the highway. That's how they are. That's why they're out. And the Democratic Party's got a real problem, and I don't think they can bash the Republicans. Look, Steve, think of it, as Trump would say, think of it. We've got a guy who, after all of this kind of progressive move, let's try it, and he's telling us we got two genders, male and female. We have to stop the danger to our family and friends from this open border, and we need our own energy to be warm. And we're going, he's a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah, right.
It's like, no kidding. And they're trying to still push that, and we've already lived through the consequences. And they got to move.
Well, DEI ends today at 5 p.m. The federal government is required to, everybody goes home in those departments, and they're paid. It's paid leave. But the program of diversity, equity, inclusion is over in the federal government today. And think of it, Johnny, it's merit-based, huh? So the FAA now is going to merit-based. You mean we weren't doing that before, flying my planes? Really?
And what really happens on that is there's always people that can do the job, no matter what they look like. But there's lots who can't. So it just puts a lot of load on the system. It's not fair to the people who are getting the work done. And I know a lot of them who do go into the office when no one else will. And that's what they want to do. They want to do their job. They want to get something done. And that's kind of a personal decision.
So do you think how many quit because they're going to be required to head back this week to the office?
That's a good question. They had said a lot, but we'll see when it comes down to it. People need that job, and so they might be looking around. But as far as just not showing up and quitting, I don't think that many. But they're used to it.
Well, and think about it. You got to actually get clothes on. You got to drive. You got to park. You got to walk.
That's a lot.
That's a lot now. 1% of our federal 1% came back to work after COVID. 1%. So
that's hard to believe.
It's unbelievable. Well, I'm not surprised that the last administration is looking the other way. So, but how are we being productive? How are we getting stuff done? I don't get it.
Well, I don't think we were getting a lot done. But what were we doing? That's the next question.
Well, we'll see. And so Vivek Ramaswamy is going to run for governor of Ohio, and he's left the Doge team.
Right. I was sorry to see him leaving the Doge team. It's interesting. I think he will win that Ohio race because he certainly is in line with the Trump agenda and the more, I say, common sense. The word conservative, to me, you don't even need to use it. It's just, come on, think and try things that work. But Ohio.
Yeah. Okay, and we have the appointments. So far, just one. Secretary of State Marco Rubio got unanimous. But, you have the power of saying we want 30 hours of debate once the clock starts. Democrats can do that in the minority. But it could drag things out longer. They're talking, maybe 15 appointments here in the next month. Meanwhile, we have the heads of all these big agencies without a secretary.
Well, I mean, if they get carried away, I think Thune will go with the recess.
I think they met yesterday, John Thune, Mike Johnson, and President Trump. And President Trump, according to Politico this morning, said, get ready for recess appointments.
Yeah, because, and the former president set the tone, which is wreck everything you can on the way out. And now they're just being babies and don't want to go along. And in the name of protect, whatever it is. And it's what you would expect, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah.
Would you really expect anything different?
No.
And that's why they're out. And it's also why we're still not that confident in our government. And I think it's why people are hopeful for Trump, whether they like him or not. He said what he was going to do for the last, 8 years, and particularly during the campaign. And then on day one, he did a lot of the things. And meanwhile, Biden's pardoning the family and the J6 committee. And by the way, the J6 pardons, that's long overdue. I mean, the real problem with that, whatever you think, they didn't get a fair trial.
Well, they didn't get it. A lot of them didn't get a trial. A lot of them were just in jail being held, right?
Exactly. And there was no due process. And then we still don't know exactly how that hurt, who was really behind it, what really happened. We don't know. We do know the J6 committee wouldn't have anyone on the committee who disagreed. There were no attorneys, and they destroyed a lot of evidence. Didn't they destroyed evidence? And that's why. Why do you think Joe pardoned him? It wasn't just because I got nothing else to do, and Joe didn't even probably know he did it because he's pretty much gone.
No, I'm sure that when he commuted the sentences of 37 murderers to just life in prison. Don't you think they came in and said, "Sir, these are prisoners that were treated unfairly"? He just signed it. He's not going.
I think they just came in like radar, talking about the football game, and stuck some papers underneath it.
Yep, I agree. Well, okay. Well,
we got a text in about the Bible, a hand on the Bible, and there were 2 Bibles, and Trump never did get his hand on the Bible that Melania was holding.
I attributed it to John Roberts kind of rushed everything. I thought it was really a melee, and he was halfway through the thing while the family gathered around him. So I just think it was a rush, and Constitution says you have to raise your right hand, but it doesn't say you have to put a hand on a Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So one was Lincoln's Bible, and one was a family Bible, right?
Right.
Okay, Steve, he already put his hand on the Bible and took the oath. That one he took 8 years ago doesn't go away, okay? So just remember that.
Why do they do it, just out of formality?
Of the Bible?
No. Why do they swear him in again if he's already been sworn in?
Well, it's inauguration, and you re-swear him in, and so this time you could say, "Oh, he didn't hand it down to the Bible this time," but he did. He has been sworn in with his hand on the Bible, which is important if you're one nation under God. And I don't know how they dropped the ball, but I agree. That was really kind of strange the way. Well, it didn't surprise me because I'm not happy with John Roberts.
Yeah, he's
always coming through for us, though, on some big votes. If it's 6-3,
yeah, right, that's right.
But if it's 5-4, he's on the other side.
No, listen. When George W. nominated him, he was the smartest guy I've ever seen in those kind of. But I think Washington changes you, Johnny. You don't get invited to anything. Your kids get hassled at school. I think you just evolved to being a little more liberal if you live there.
That's positive.
David Souter. I mean, what the heck happened to him? What?
I think
that was a George Herbert Walker Bush guy who was a conservative and went far left. What?
To be honest, I think Roberts is kind of one of those. He's more worried about the image of the court and not the issues. And his ideas stay out of it, and we're aloof and la-da-da. He's probably like an old volunteer fireman who's been driving a truck 40 years and keeping it shiny, but the city's lost half of their buildings because he won't get close enough to the fire to put it out. Because we've needed the Supreme Court on a couple occasions, and Roberts wouldn't let us hear the cases from the 4 states who were suing states who didn't go through the process to change their votes for the Constitution. They changed the way they voted with a Secretary of State, not the legislature. And we do have standing. In other words, it does affect us what California votes or Georgia.
Yeah.
So when they change the rules with who's ever in power at the Secretary of State's office, that's not what the Constitution says. It's the state legislatures. So 4 states got together and sued him, and Roberts wouldn't listen to the case. And Alito and of course, Clarence Thomas were saying, "I cannot believe we're not hearing this case. What are we here for?"
Mm-hmm.
So Roberts' idea of the court, the same with Obamacare. Well, you know, if you elect those kind of people, you got to live with it. That was basically his ruling. It's like, no, you were supposed to be there for us to protect us from making a mistake. And so I'm not surprised he rushed it, and that he wasn't worried about whether the Bible was involved. So I'm putting that on the Chief Justice. I'm sorry, Chief. It's a free country. You're all right.
That's right. All right. Well, we'll see if we can find out what happened to Ed Martin next week. Maybe we'll try that.
Yeah. I hope we can get debriefed and see what's going on around here.
I mean, first of all, if he's not going to office in the White House, what happens to us going to the White House and getting in? What the heck? I thought we had that.
Well, we're going to have to address that. So.
All right, Johnny. Hey, stay warm and hope the snow goes away soon. Wow, what a time in New Orleans.
Yeah, well, it'll go away soon, but it's amazing. It's interesting. This is as much of an all stop as I've seen. We've had hurricanes that everybody's running around leaving, and now everybody just stopped. We're just not going out of the house. It's just time out. It's like freeze.
Yeah.
Literally.
Hey, listen, we'll call you Friday when we'll wish you a happy birthday Friday. It's a big birthday for Johnny.
Oh, good.
So.
Yeah, no kidding, Steve. Well, it's been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed being part of the Champaign County community through you and Diane all these years.
Yeah.
And of course, it's been great having you as my brother. So.
Well, it's you're an amazing human being, amazing brother, but amazing family guy. And as I said to you years ago, you're about the smartest guy I've ever met. And then Johnny said, "Oh, that's too bad." All right. Well, we'll call you Friday. But again, thanks for your time, and stay dry and warm down there, bud.
I'll keep you posted if I hear anything from Washington.
Yeah, please do. Brother Johnny down in New Orleans. He's back to his Zoom Bible study today because of 7 inches of snow on the ground there.
Right.
All right, ESPN 93.5 weather brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday. Gradual moderation in the cold and a milder feel. The story around here by the time we get into the early and middle parts of next week with just a couple of weak, fast-moving clipper systems on the maps and charts. That's it from a moisture standpoint. For the day-to-day, considerable cloudiness. Not so cold, but still windy. Bundle up with wind chill in mind. The high at about 23 on that southwest to south wind at 15 to 25 miles per hour and gusty. Not so cold tonight. Maybe a few snow flurries around early and again late with a low down to 18. Southwest wind for the day. Tomorrow partly sunny and isolated snow shower around in the morning. Highs up to 25 and a west-northwest wind. It'll temporarily bring down cold air tomorrow night with lows down to around 4 above. Sunny cold for the day on Friday. West-southwesterly wind will be light. The high at about 22, but will moderate to 36 with maybe a snow shower on Saturday. Clouds 33 on Sunday. Up near about 35 on Monday and low 40s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Steve and J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Well, his name is Steve Suderman. He is one of the owners, founders, the guy that started Good Vibes. That's where you get your big screens, your home theaters, incredible sound, just old school dude. Steve Suderman, how are you?
We're just old dude, but I had a laugh at Johnny's crack about global warming being fixed on day one.
Right, there you go. Boom! Done!
It's cold.
Next.
It's cold everywhere.
Unbelievable, man. It's so cold. Hey, so I called Steve because whenever I have a problem, I call him, and he just walks me through things. And he was so kind to help me with my mom's TV because the sound wasn't working. And I don't know if you've seen Christmas Vacation when Clark's trying to get the lights on. And it was somebody flipped the switch in the garage.
Yes, that's right.
So Mom wrote me later and said, "Hey, it works. Thank you so much." I'm going, well, we did a lot of things. I don't understand how it works because on the left. Anyway, so she went to her power strip and reset it, and it's on. So she fixed it. I said, okay.
There we go.
There we go. Boom, power strip, redo. Anyway, Steve Suderman, that's what Good Vibes is all about. They help you. They can install stuff, and they help you, and they're local. And if you buy it at Costco, and I love Costco, but if you buy something at the big box stores, you're going to call an 800 number, and good luck. You got Suderman right here.
And they don't even speak English most of the
time.
Boom!
And I love the Philippines, but come on, man. Okay, so we're Good Vibes. You got the big game coming up. Can I say Super Bowl or I can't?
You can.
Okay.
And I think I can too. But, you know, are the police out there listening for the networks? Every TV from 48-inch to 98-inch from every company, and in our case that's Sony, LG, and Samsung, are on sale and back at Black Friday pricing now through Feb 9, and Feb 9 is a national holiday, I think, now for the Super Bowl. But our website will be up and we won't be. But don't wait that long. Our guys can get the biggest, baddest TV up on your wall before the playoff game this Sunday.
What?
Yeah, we've got openings Thursday, Friday. So not much, but we can get a few up.
Okay.
And we're loaded for bear, and everything is on sale. And, you know, truthfully, we don't know what tariffs might do to TV pricing, but everything is assembled in China that Walmart sells. And in our case, all those three companies have their TVs built in Mexico, or at least assembled there from, you know, Japanese and Korean parts. We may never see these prices again.
Yeah, right.
So,
okay, so give me an example of a nice solid 55, 65, or 75 kind of price.
If you want to go right to the middle of the market, Sony's got a 75-inch model 7590L, and it's a carryover model, so it's going to go end of life before long. It's $12.99, and it's a really, really great looking TV.
Wow.
And it's huge.
Wow.
So this is the time to grab something like that. The OLEDs are all down as low as they're going to be. They're all back to Black Friday, even in some cases even better. And in case you need sound with them, all the sound bars from Polk Audio are on sale. All the speakers from Klipsch are on sale. We can really outfit your stuff right now, but to the beginning of February.
How can they connect with you, Mr. Steve?
I'm going to make it easy for the people on our mailing list. I'm sending out 2,300 emails today to lead people to that. You can look on our website at gvibes.com, or you can come in the store at 2010 Round Barn and see and feel and hear the stuff.
Well, listen, you've been there for a minute, but you sound youthful, buddy. You're doing great, man. You're just doing great. We appreciate it very much.
I'm off my meds.
You sound great, and keep it going. Get hold of Good Vibes. Steve Suderman, thank you, my friend.
All right, you guys.
Talk soon. Thank you. You should play a song here, but there's no time.
Okay.
The news is now, and we'll tell you about Stever again and your chance to buy an appliance. Stand by. You're listening to WXJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Backing the Blue. I'm Chris Foster, Fox News. President Trump's decision to pardon almost all crimes related to the January 6th Capitol riot, including assaults on law enforcement, is criticized by the nation's largest police union and the Police Chiefs Association as sending a dangerous message. And there's more criticism now of former President Biden's decision to issue some preemptive pardons.
Missouri Republican Congressman Eric Burleson tells Fox News Radio he's looking into legislation to eliminate the pensions of those who received a preemptive pardon from President Biden, such as Dr. Anthony Fauci and former Congresswoman Liz Cheney. Burleson argues if they didn't do anything wrong, they shouldn't need a pardon.
You have people that are basically admittedly have done something wrong to the level of it being a felony, and yet they're still collecting a pension on the taxpayer's dime.
Other Republicans would like to see some type of congressional investigation into the pardons. Democrats have argued the pardons were necessary to protect those who, quote, defended our democracy and could face alleged political retribution from President Trump. Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
Employees of federal diversity, equity, and inclusion offices are being put on paid leave to be eventually laid off. President Biden wants employees informed by 5 p.m. today that their jobs end effective immediately. Fatal crashes, hypothermia, at least 10 deaths are blamed on the winter storm making its way through the south. Houston Mayor John Whitmire.
Just assume we have icy roads wherever you want to travel. The answer to it is stay at home.
Snow and ice that wouldn't be a big deal in the north is causing problems in places where they just don't have the equipment and infrastructure to deal with it, and people aren't used to driving in it. One day's snowfall records fell in New Orleans, Pensacola, Florida, and Mobile, Alabama, all getting around 8 inches. There have been 9 arrests, including the owner. In connection with the ski hotel fire in Turkey, at least 76 people have died. America's listening to Fox News.
You said bye-bye to big government. Now it's time to trim the fat from big wireless. Pure Talk gives you the exact same service. They use the same cell towers, the same 5G network. You get better customer service, and you pay half the price for the exact same thing. Get unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data with mobile hotspot for just $35 a month. Make the switch. You simply dial pound 250, say the keyword save now, save an additional 50% off your first month. Pure Talk, America's wireless company.
Want to play a game with me and Dad? Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Day after President Trump dismissed the U.S. Coast Guard chief, the Coast Guard announces the deployment of personnel and equipment to maritime borders.
Coast Guard Acting Commandant Admiral Kevin Lunday says guardsmen will work to prevent illegal migration in support of President Trump's executive orders. They will focus on the waters off Florida to deter and prevent migrants from Haiti and Cuba from entering the U.S., as well as maritime borders around Alaska, Hawaii, and the U.S. territories. Lunday also says the agency will target the, quote, maritime border between Texas and Mexico in the Gulf of America. On Monday, Trump signed an executive order renaming the Gulf of Mexico. The reference appears to be the first time a federal agency has acknowledged the name change. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
About half of all Americans say increasing border security should be a high priority for the federal government, according to a new Associated Press New York Center for Public Research poll. 2 in 10 consider it a low priority. People are evenly split on the idea of deporting all immigrants in the country illegally. Ichiro Suzuki, CC Sabathia, and Billy Wagner are elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Ichiro received 99.7% of the vote, missing out on joining Mariano Rivera as the only unanimous selection by just 1 vote. He was the 2001 AL MVP, a 10-time All-Star, and set the single-season hit mark in 2004, finishing the year with 262 hits. He is now the first Japanese-born player to get elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. CC Sabathia is also making it in his first year on the ballot. After a career where he won 251 games, was a 6-time All-Star, and won the 2007 AL Cy Young. And in his 10th and final year on the ballot, closer Billy Wagner is in the Hall. He stands 8th all-time with 422 saves.
It's Fox's Joe Morgan. It's about 3 hours to midnight in Thailand, and hundreds of people, same-sex couples, are expected to get hitched as the country becomes the first in Southeast Asia to recognize those marriages. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. The governor responding to Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship, saying Trump's executive order to strip birthright citizenship from people born to this country is, quote, unconstitutional. He says this is only the beginning of the Trump administration's trying to undermine the rule of law, adding that he will stand against unconstitutional actions. Our stations are sponsors for One Winter Night event, February 7th and 8th, to help see you at home. It helps our friends without an address get on pathways to progress, with details at seeyouathome.us. During last year's pit count, a total of 279 individuals identified as homeless in Champaign County. Donald Trump granting pardons to roughly 1,500 people who were convicted of the January 6 riots. That includes more than 50 people from Illinois that were accused of storming the U.S. Capitol. As Congress was certifying the 2020 election results, it means those individuals will have their federal rap sheets wiped clean. And that's what's happening. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
It is 8:06. Our Stever offer is from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. I'm handing out $500 to 2 people to buy at least $1,000 worth of appliance at Dick Van Dyke. And all you got to do is get in there in the next 7 days to start the process, and they'll have your name and everything else, and you'll say, hey, I want the refrigerator. It's, I don't know, $2,200, then you say $500. Or maybe you buy $1,000 refrigerator, and then you spend $500.
That's right.
Anyway, if you can find a $1,000 refrigerator.
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, 1510 North Neal Street in Champaign.
Just text in DVD or Dick Van Dyke to 217-359-2255. You're not going to find $500 cash like this anywhere else. It's a Stever program at GoStever.com. Today is via text on the Fisher National Bank text line. Well, Mr. Meteorologist, 8:07, it's Greg Solier. Sir,
Yep.
We've got, Johnny pointed out, of all the places that he frequents, the warmest spot for him would be South Dakota this morning at 24.
Right.
So that's what we're looking at here. But listen, if it's going to be whatever 20s today, that's 20 sometimes better than it was yesterday morning, man.
Yeah, we'll get there, but it's the problem is the 22-mile-an-hour south wind currently in the well-oiled anemometer cups over at Willett and Savoy, and that wind will run pretty good out of that 15 to 25-mile-per-hour orientation from the south for the day today. So you still kind of got to bundle up. Wind chills are right around 2-3 below at the current time, but single digits across the board, and it's in the single digits down towards Brother Johnny's place this morning over the heavier snow-covered areas of Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Louisiana, 10.5, almost 11 inches of snow there, and dense fog because of all that meltwater in the air already. And it's snowing like gangbusters in the Outer Banks down to Myrtle Beach, anywhere between 3 and 9 inches of snow out there, and a few snow flurries outside of Jacksonville, Florida this morning. So the beat goes on. There's another system that'll take a southerly route that will actually help to prevent, at least I shouldn't say prevent, but wind down, improve the containment of fires in California. There may be some rain in the forecast there late in the weekend, early next week across the southwest and down to the southern plains. So that weather pattern is of benefit in the days to come. And the moderation of cold around here as well. Not necessarily today, although temperatures alone will be pretty good as we top out around 23. Considerable cloudiness, south wind 15 to 25 and gusty. There's a little light clipper system that's up through the upper Midwest. It may dust parts of the Kankakee River Valley, maybe with a short inch. We'll get a couple of snow flurries out of that this evening. And again, overnight tonight as we bottom out down into the teens and heading towards an afternoon high tomorrow. Still generally into the 20s across the area, upper 20s with a partly sunny sky and maybe snow flurry early and late. Single digits then tomorrow night. We bring down a little lobe of cold air down around 4 above. And then for the day on Friday, sunshine, cold, and a little bit north of about 20 degrees. But then we moderate over the weekend into the upper 20s to near 30 come Saturday, low to mid 30s Sunday, mid to upper 30s Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday next week into the low and mid 40s. There's your late January thaw. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, buddy, cue the band. Here we go. We are your home for the Chicago Bears on WQQB. That would be Q96.1. We signed a multi-year deal because, well, a lot of the farmers at the tavern wanted the Bears on radio. So that's kind of why I did it.
There you go.
Anyway, Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Maybe as good of a hire as the Bears could have made. They spent a lot of money. I don't know how much, but I heard it's a ton.
Okay.
The kid's 38 years old with a wife and 3 small children. He walked into the Bears facility yesterday, and they went crazy. The staff went crazy for Ben Johnson, the new Chicago Bears head football coach.
Everyone get back to work. Listen, thank you so much. My family and I, we are beyond excited. This is exactly where we wanted to be. It's exactly where we wanted to be. Where we want you. This is going to be a challenge. I am well aware of that. I know what this division's about. And this is exactly where we want to be. We're going to go after this thing, and it's going to take all of us in this room. It's going to take this locker room. It's nothing more important than that locker room and us serving that locker room and those players. All right? They need to understand that. They need to feel that from us every single day. And if we do that, the wins are going to come. The playoffs are going to come. All right? Can't wait to get to know you guys. And thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you.
There he is, the new
Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears head coach Ben Johnson.
They're kicking around on the internet that the contract is $13 million per season.
Wow.
5 more than roughly $8 million the first-year head coaches earn on average.
Well, he was a hot guy, and they couldn't talk to him because the Lions were presumably going to go to the Super Bowl, and they got upset by Washington. I think because 18 guys on their defense have been on the injured reserve. They lost their defense. And they couldn't stop Washington.
Well, let's hope he can work with our rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, he's an offensive guy. He'll be calling the plays, and I think Dennis Allen has been hired, former head coach of the New Orleans Saints, because he's a terrific defensive coordinator. Can the Bears make the playoffs next year? Or this year, rather. Right?
That's what he said in his little locker room rally there.
8 months. All right, good news. And we're going to hear all those brawl games with Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer on WQQB Q96. That's the home of the Chicago Bears. Okay, sports headlines.
Illinois football ranked 16 in the final football poll that has Ohio State at number 1, Notre Dame 2, Oregon 3, Texas 4, Penn State at 5, Indiana was 10. And with us being 16, above number 17, Alabama.
Yeah, not sure that's happened.
Feels awkward.
For a very long. When was the last time Illinois finished the season ranked ahead of Alabama?
Wow.
That'd be admitted if it's ever happened.
That's right.
Probably has never happened.
Luke Altmaier's back. 18 of the 22 starters in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. When we beat, was it South Carolina?
Yeah.
It's been 3 weeks ago, of course.
It's the 20th. Yeah, 3 weeks. It feels like a year.
I know.
I mean, since that South Carolina coach, Shane Beamer, is that his name? He had to be held back from.
Yes.
I mean, he's half the size of Brett Bielema.
Right.
So I don't know what he was doing. It's one of those things where I'm going to run after him, hold me back. Because I don't want to get to him. You don't want to get to Brett Bielema.
You know,
that'd be bad.
He used to be an insider for the DIA. Kemp Brown had comments about it and talked to Brad about, did you know what was going on behind you? And I had a feeling.
Man.
But he didn't look back. And, because you just wanted to have a certain look in those moments with the other,
Guy was
sideline
going crazy.
exploding.
No, it was great.
And the way it all looked to Ken attending in Orlando was interesting to see his take. And because he's kind of in the weeds DIA for so many decades, was looking to see how the people behind the scenes were handling things and how that all had a look, and the trends on social media and everything else. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure South Carolina would love to play Illinois again because they were still mad about that thing. So,
by the way, Kent Brown sent his 100 things Illinois fans should know and do before they die.
There you go, a new book by Kent
camera
Brown.
Shot on me there. I can hold this up for the camera.
Right
and
there.
Kent's a great guy and family guy and all that. So go Illini. And speaking of the Big Ten, we had Ohio State over number 11 Purdue yesterday, 73-70.
Stunning, Nate. Now, I looked at the box score.
Okay.
Because I stopped watching when Purdue was leading 29-13 in West Lafayette. The game's over. And then 43-29 at half. They're up 14. And I'll be darned if Buckeyes come out and outscore them 45-29 or something like that.
They went through a big dry spell.
They shot about 50% from three. That's huge. 11 out of 22 or 30.
Okay.
So they were burning it up from three. But
Okay.
that's the only way you'd get back in a game like that. But the fact that Purdue couldn't score down the I don't know. I'm shocked that Ohio State went in the way Purdue's playing. They've won like 7-8 in a row. And they lose at home?
Well, they've been ranked number 11 now.
Well, that's a bad loss when it comes to your, because you get hit pretty hard on your net score if you lose at home to at any team. You got to protect home court. You can't lose at home.
Okay.
That's why USC hurt us so much.
Well, speaking of home, we've got Maryland, and that game is on Thursday, tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And we'll finish up our text to win from Express Employment Professionals, 359-2255, the word Illini, to try to get some tickets to that game, and I'll send them out to your phone right after the show. UCLA over Wisconsin, 85-83 in a tight one yesterday.
That was a tight one. Yep, that
Number
was good.
15, Oregon, took down Washington, 82-71. Minnesota over Iowa, 72-67.
Wow, Minnesota beat Iowa.
I know.
Ooh, Minnesota, they beat Michigan.
That's right.
Uh-oh, well, we got to play Minnesota, so let's not get too silly, Minnesota.
And that's at Minnesota on Saturday, February 8th, and it looks like a 5 o'clock start on that one.
Just go play your game, my boys.
It's
go play your
interesting.
game.
Now that we're in the last third of the season, I'm keeping track of these last 7 home games and when they start and how we'll be. And
you want to go see Kasper Jonas? This is a unique, Kaspars is a unique human. And he's going to be one of the best and greatest basketball players ever come out of Illinois, and he'll only have been here 8 months. Unbelievable. Okay, do I have time for this? Let me play the Notre Dame quarterback. Something unique. I don't want you to miss this. Something unique about the Ohio State and Notre Dame game.
Okay.
Both of these teams deeply religious.
Oh.
Deeply professing their belief in Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Ohio State's huge. They've had huge rallies on campus in Columbus. And Notre Dame quarterback, same way. Interesting talk after the game from the quarterback from Notre Dame.
Before I answer your question, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for giving me the opportunity to play in this game. I wrote on my hand Proverbs 27:17, as iron sharpens irons, so should one man sharpen another. And I think, like I said, throughout the week, us and Ohio State were the two teams who praised Jesus Christ the most. And I think that we strengthened each other in our faith, in our faiths through coming to this game and competing against each other. So I'm happy to see godly men come out on top.
How about that?
Riley Leonard.
Very poignant.
I guess he commented after that opening drive. This is a story out of Notre Dame about
good for them. Hey, as the needs of customers grow, Busey continues to expand its digital footprint, allowing you to bank when and how you want. They got it all. You can deposit checks if you want, provide travel plans, analyze spending habits. Find the Busey mobile app in the App Store or Google Play, and then you save a trip to the bank and apply for new checking savings. You can do all that online now. It's safe. It's secure. Skip the line. Schedule appointments online for services like personal checking or savings accounts. You don't kind of wander in. You go and say, hey, I got an appointment. Ask about mortgage rates. Rates doing. I think it's going to be coming down in the coming year. Wealth management's available if you want to sit with somebody. Busey is there to help. You can contact a member of their customer care team Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 6 p.m., Saturdays 8 to noon, or at 800-67-BUSEY for a personalized walkthrough of these easy-to-use tools. They'll sit there on the phone with you and guide you through the thing. It's Busey for over 155 years, member FDIC. All right, 8:19, we check your latest weather with our meteorologist, Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Just a couple of fast-moving clipper systems on the weather maps and charts in the coming days, with an uptick in temperature readings by and large. It should push us close to the 40-degree mark across the area by early to mid next week, and at least into the 30s over the weekend. In the meantime, considerable cloudiness, windy, but not so cold as long as you're sheltered from that wind. 23 of the forecast high, the southwest to south wind at 15 to 25, and gusty. For tonight, not so cold, mostly cloudy, while those clipper systems may generate a few snow flurries around early and late, low down to 18. And tomorrow, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning, partly sunny, the high to about 25. Back down into the single digits tomorrow night, and a sunny, cold Friday at 22. But then we moderate to 36 on Saturday, with maybe an isolated snow shower around. Clouds for the day on Sunday at 33, 35 on Monday, heading into the lower 40s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting,
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report. Insurance giant Travelers is reporting a strong quarter. Individuals and companies are spending more on insurance, responding to economic uncertainty and risks. That is cushioning the expense of catastrophe losses caused by severe weather events. Rising claims from hurricanes, wildfires, and other natural disasters rose to $175 million for Travelers, up from $125 million a year earlier. For last year, the expense is the result of Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene. Procter & Gamble and Johnson & Johnson both reported better than expected earnings in the recent quarter. GE Vernova reported a stronger quarter as well, but Wall Street was anticipating more, and that stock is losing ground. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
It is time to take the quiz.
5 days a week, it's 5 questions in less than 5 minutes. We ask people on the streets of New York City to play along. Let's see how you do.
Including the pre-Super Bowl era, what NFL franchise has won the most NFL championships?
I'm going to say the Cowboys.
I guess I would say the Packers.
How'd you do? Exactly. These get tougher, so hang on.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox. Thank you for taking the quiz.
Music therapy is a creative arts-based therapy that allows for creativity and expression while working on therapeutic goals. It is evidence-based and is facilitated by a board-certified licensed professional with music interventions to meet clinical and individual goals that are created together with the music therapist from Harmonia Healing Studio and their client. Music therapy is a strength-based, client-centered treatment, listening and making music, songwriting, improvisation, and more. Working with children and adults with intellectual, physical, or cognitive disabilities, mental health, mood disorders, behavioral issues, or trauma and PTSD. Harmonia Healing Studio, 109 North Main Street in St. Joseph. For in-office or telehealth visits, get started now as you reach out to harmoniahealingstudio.com. Visit Harmonia Healing Studio on Facebook or Instagram.
Champaign County Crime Stoppers has been working to keep our neighborhoods safe since 1986, but we've never done it alone. We rely on the generous support of those that recognize Crime Stoppers as an investment in a safer community for our friends, our family, and our collective future. Your generous support directly funds cash rewards for anonymous tips that lead to arrests. Join us by making a tax-deductible donation today that leads to a brighter, safer tomorrow. Donate now at ChampaignCountyCrimeStoppers.org.
In 1925, a small plumbing company began its journey in Urbana, Illinois. Over the decades, the business grew thanks to hard work and great people. In 1966, things changed when Dave Reichard, a veteran, met veteran Ken Asklin, who was an architectural engineering grad from Illinois. The two realized their shared vision for excellence. Their partnership took root, and in 1975, the name changed to A&R Mechanical. With Dave as president and Ken as vice president, A&R Mechanical expanded services, becoming the go-to full-service contractor for all of Central Illinois. A&R went from a plumbing-only contractor to a full-service mechanical contractor with their own sheet metal shop. Today, A&R is a plumbing, heating, ventilation service company with the same excellence in customer service as they provided nearly 100 years ago. Design, build, and maintain. That's what served A&R Mechanical for nearly 100 years. Find them at Lincoln and Kettering in Urbana or online at ar-mech.com.
All right, 824 ESPN 93.5. So if you text this morning that we haven't gotten to, 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line.
I guess Carmen had chimed in from Fisher saying 4 years, $13 million a year for Ben Johnson.
4 years, $13 million, $52 million in quick math. That's
what? Is this out of the Bears front office?
Stunning.
Who authorized this?
I don't know, but I think Bear fans, to a man, are excited.
Right.
I mean, you got the offensive guy at Detroit. They had a wonderful offense. And you got a young coach who's 38. Yeah, that's impressive.
Man, and if he were to stay and really make a difference in the Windy City.
If he wins, it's awesome. If he doesn't, he'll get fired, just like everybody else.
The coaching carousel.
But what if he's like really the guy that can take the Bears from where they've been to? I think the Bears are a pretty good football team now. It's not like you're starting from zero. You got a good defense. You got a young quarterback who showed flashes of real greatness. So I don't know. I'm glad we're carrying it on radio. Yeah, you can sponsor it. That's right. You could be a sponsor.
There we go.
This fall's never too early to get in.
Well, and actually, I've been reaching out to people about the Cubs and the Cardinals too, Stevie.
Hey,
and now's the time to be acting on all of this and getting your messages out there too.
And it's just the sounds of summer.
Oh,
you hear baseball on radio.
Love it.
Sounds so good on FM too. Yeah. Okay. Any other texts?
I feel like we did talk about something. It was on the political side.
Just scroll up.
But there's so many DVDs and Illini coming in.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Our text line getting pounded with the DVDs. Dick Van Dyke, $500 off an appliance. And Illini free tickets tomorrow night, Maryland at 8 p.m. We do have some pairs to give away.
Yeah, thanks to Express Employment Professionals, expresspros.com.
Yep.
Rick and Tepson and Steve, it's very apparent that the Democrats will do whatever they can to slow Donald Trump down, even though it's not good for America. What Biden was doing at the end of his term was criminal. Divided is one thing, but becoming an adversarial to a point of destruction, our politicians are worse than children.
Well, yeah, again, it's Joe Biden, there's no doubt. But I don't think he knew what he was signing. I think he got to that point. Come in, slap some papers in front of him, signs it, president signed it, it's good.
I mean, with it coming down the pipe at 11:50 and the oath is being taken
at noon. You're talking about the pardons. Yeah, the pardons were late, particularly the ones for his family broken about
how could he not know that?
Well, he knew that one, but some of these other things that he signed off on, yeah, I don't think he really knew. I don't think he's known for a while. So, yeah, no, it's a new... Now, if the Democrats want to stick with what they've got, I think they're confused. I really do. I'm not sure they know what to do. Because do they keep going forward with woke and DEI and all the stuff that's been going on that's too far left for the country, and they told you so. So I just don't know they don't know what to do. They think that if they disenfranchise the progressive, then they'll never win again. Johnny thinks there'll be 10, 20, 30% that'll drift over to a moderate Democrat. There's a lot of people out there that just aren't totally comfortable with Donald Trump, of course, and yet where do they go? They're not for, litter boxes in bathrooms in high school because a person identifies as a cat. And I actually think that is a thing. I think that is out there. It's craziness. Anyway, who steps up? Who can lasso the Democratic Party? They did a poll. Fox News had it this morning. Who's the next leader of the Democratic Party? 49% either don't know or nobody. The leader was Kamala Harris at 10%. And somebody put Dear Joe Biden at 2%. They're lost. If Kamala is your woman and she's your next Democrat, I'm all for it. And put Tim Walz in there too. I mean, let's go. You're not going to win with this. You got to do something. Can they have the fortitude to stand up and say that's too crazy? We can't do it as a party. The Democrats could come right back if they found a moderate that made sense. John Fetterman might make the most sense for me for the Democratic Party right now. It's common sense what he's saying.
You're not going to take him seriously the way he dresses.
I mean, that's the only reason you would take a man seriously? Because he dresses funky?
And see, that's what he says. My work proves it's over. And he's 6'8", and he says, I'm just trying to be comfortable.
Listen, he's
Shaquille O'Neal is how tall, and he looked good on the TV last night with his NBA commentary.
Fetterman said he has no butt, and his legs are skinny. He said he's got a slack problem.
Get a tailor. It's the inauguration.
He came in.
You can't wear shorts and a sweatshirt.
Gym shorts. No, but as far as his words, forget what he's got on. If he was naked, you'd say the guy makes more sense than the Democrats do.
Okay.
He's what I'm talking about. A guy that
bigger problem if he was naked.
But he makes more sense than any other Democrat right now. And he's certainly recovered from his stroke.
Yeah.
Good for him. But I mean, when I hear John Fetterman going, I kind of agree with that. What? Yeah. So they're going to have somebody that can forcefully say, we're not going to win with this. We can evolve and maybe we can go to more of the far left stuff over the next 50 years. But America has said, we don't want this. We're not comfortable. It's too far left. So what do? You tell the progressives, listen, we're never going to disparage you as a human. We respect you, but our policies can't be what you're telling us it needs to be. We're never going to get out of this thing. So progressives probably branch off and have their own candidate in their own party, and then the Democrats fear they'll never win without him, and I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of people are looking for some moderate, middle-of-the-road Democrats, and I'm not sure they're around.
Follow us on X, TVJAY-FM.
News, ESPN, 8:30. We'll be right back.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. It's DEI Wednesday for the last time. Federal agencies have a 5 p.m. deadline to close all offices of diversity, equity, and inclusion under President Trump's executive order to end what he calls DEI discrimination in the federal workforce. Senate Democrats used delay tactics against Trump cabinet confirmations like John Ratcliffe for CIA. America's open for AI business, building the infrastructure for Stargate. President Trump announcing a $500 billion investment from SoftBank, Oracle, and OpenAI.
Stargate will be building the physical and virtual infrastructure to power the next generation of advancements in AI, and this will include the construction of colossal data centers, very, very massive structures.
Oracle's CEO described AI advances for humanity like a cancer blood test that can develop a vaccine to target your cancer. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Our stations are sponsors for One Winter Night event, February 7th and 8th, to help see you at home. It helps our friends without an address get on pathways to progress with details at seeyouathome.us. During last year's pit count, a total of 279 individuals identified as homeless in Champaign County. Donald Trump granting pardons to roughly 1,500 people who were convicted of the January 6 riots. That includes more than 50 people from Illinois that were accused of storming the U.S. Capitol. As Congress was certifying the 2020 election results, it means those individuals will have their federal rap sheets wiped clean. The governor responding to Trump's attempt to end birthright citizenship, saying Trump's executive order to strip birthright citizenship from people born to this country is, quote, unconstitutional. He says this is only the beginning of the Trump administration's trying to undermine the rule of law, adding that he will stand against unconstitutional actions. And that's what's happening. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
DSC's Tree of Hope, a symbol of community and possibility. Donations coming in before we wrap up January will support individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, providing programs, resources, and the opportunity to thrive. Every light on the Tree of Hope represents a life touched by your generosity. Together we can create a brighter future for all. Make your gift before January 31st. Visit dsc-illinois.org.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Did you know that routine maintenance on your furnace helps improve air quality in your home? Along with making sure your furnace is operating at maximum efficiency, Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing wants to make sure your home is as comfortable as possible. Voted People's Choice #1 HVAC and plumbing company for the third time in 4 years, let the expert team make sure you'll be warm all winter long. Call 217-841-4728 or visit dogtownheatingandair.com. Book your appointment today. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Just a couple of fast-moving clipper systems on the weather maps and charts in the coming days, with an uptick in temperature readings by and large that should push us close to the 40-degree mark across the area by early to mid next week and at least into the 30s over the weekend. In the meantime, considerable cloudiness, windy but not so cold as long as you're sheltered from that wind. 23 at the forecast high, the southwest to south wind at 15 to 25 and gusty. For tonight, not so cold, mostly cloudy. One of those clipper systems may generate a few snow flurries around early and late, low down to 18. And tomorrow, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning, partly sunny, the high to about 25. Back down into the single digits tomorrow night, and a sunny, cold Friday at 22. But then we moderate to 36 on Saturday with maybe an isolated snow shower around. Clouds for the day on Sunday at 33, 35 on Monday, heading into the lower 40s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgay.
How come the tech people look like they're 28 years old? Sam Altman, he's the leader of this open AI,
right,
committing $500 billion to AI starting in Dallas, Texas, is it? Or in Texas, I'm not sure where. But he was yesterday at the White House. The kid looked like he just got his driver's license. What the heck? How'd they get that way? And can anybody please explain to me what AI? I remember a long time ago. What's AI mean? I mean, what is it?
Artificial intelligence.
What does it do for my life?
It's a tool
of what kind? I mean, what can it cure cancer? I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, you had Larry Smarr, who I knew he was the man in charge of supercomputing at the University of Illinois, and I knew him in the 90s. Then he left here in the early 2000s. And I said to him in 1998, I said, Larry, where are we going to be in 10 years? And you think the guy running the supercomputer at the University of Illinois would have an answer. And he said, we don't have to know. And he said, you don't try and figure, they don't know. Because it can compound, and it has. I mean, look how everything has evolved to, gosh, can't wait for the newspaper to get here because I want to read all about it, to everything you need is in the palm of your hand. I remember the feeling in the 90s when I was, doing research for shows and I didn't have to go to the library. I mean, like bibliography cards. Anybody know how to do that anymore?
No.
Our library has all these resources, but why would you, in all due respect, I don't need to go there anymore. I've got my laptop, I got my desktop, I got my phone.
Well, you go there because you're hopping on the internet if you're without something.
But there's also books.
Yes.
Do I need the library for books? I can download anything,
especially our young kids.
I mean,
that's pretty active in the Champaign-Urbana libraries.
You never want to stop reading to children with books.
Absolutely.
So that's a thing. But we got to, when the library was built in Champaign, it was $25 million.
Sam Altman was born in Chicago, April 22nd, 1985.
Okay, so he's old, like 40. Wow.
He's old.
Anyway, well, as it goes, I swear I just saw him on TV, and I didn't think he shaves. So they're just useful. Anyway, libraries I love them. They're amazing. You go there, you get lost in knowledge and information, but everything's in the palm of your hand now. So what's AI going to do for me? I think I can have an AI assistant now. I think an AI assistant, if I knew how to do it, could tell me exactly what I got today, when I need to leave, when I need to go, and then analyze various problem-solving things if I give them the parameters of what would I do with this.
I want that.
but I also don't want people too much involved in my life and am afraid to set things up because I feel like it's an overreach.
There's only 4 billion people probably using it. I think you're safe. I mean, it's amazing what you can put into AI. I
just get so afraid I'm going to get, fraud and someone's going to take over my identity and get into my checking account.
You got to watch all of that. But when you get the text that says, hey, here's your receipt for a $500 item you just bought, don't click on it.
That's right.
But I mean, they're always
going to... someone reaches out on Facebook and says, hi.
How you been?
And I used to reach back and say, how do I know you? But then you're in.
No, I used to play around with them. And now
I quit. You don't do it because then they know this is an active account.
Well, I got buffaloed on it once thinking that this was actually a friend. And then after the first time, I didn't. Mm-hmm. And so these are nefarious people trying to get you to click on something that will get you a lot of money. Just like the African emails you got from whatever spot in Africa to transfer the $4 billion and you'll get $400 million.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. And do you know why they send them? Because people click on them.
That's right.
Oh, my word. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, there's all kinds of things but AI, I think, will enhance. I think it's going to help a lot in the medical community. I'm not exactly sure how, but my understanding is the wealth and the breadth of it. Now, again, this has been programmed by humans. So when it comes to partisanship, a human put that in and probably leaning left. But basic information, who won Super Bowl III, what was the score, boom. Everything is there.
That's right.
It's pretty remarkable.
Are we nervous that there's so many of tech's wealthiest leaders in the camp of our government?
I mean, has that changed? Don't you think Joe Biden had billionaires?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg was with Meta right there.
Mark Zuckerberg gave Biden $450 million at the last election.
Oh.
Yeah, that's influence.
Okay.
They crossed the street because it was their best interest in business. Do they believe in what Donald Trump's? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe. They might actually find out that he's not this ogre they painted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy has a definitive plan, and if you like it or not, the thing that's refreshing about Donald Trump is he follows through. I don't think he ought to. Well, he said he was going to. He was going to pardon the J6. He said that for a year and a half.
Right.
I mean, he said he's going to, do something with Israel and Hamas. It's already happening. Whether it holds, I don't know. But I think going to do tariffs. Oh, that's going to hurt it. It doesn't mean he's doing tariffs. It means he's going to negotiate a better deal. Tariffs can raise prices on things, but he uses it as a tool. And I think he's pretty absolute. Is TikTok going to happen? Maybe not. Maybe. Can he even do that legally?
Well,
he says he can.
CEO Xiaozu Chu was at the Capitol for the day's events. I don't know. I just am cautious.
Well, I think
cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously, or Dana Perino on Fox said, I think he's being pragmatically optimistic. It's going to take some effort. Obviously, you got to work with people, got to keep your coalition together. But right now, I think that the Democrats are searching for a direction, and except for trying to get in his way. But then they say, well, he won, and he won the majority, which is unbelievable for a Republican these days. So they also know that, where there are parts they can work together, they ought to. Our government should totally try and work together, the Republicans and Democrats both. But that hasn't been the case over the last X number of years. So, okay, quick sports, then weather, then we're done. ESP on 93.5. Tim, talk to me about Gale Forex Trucking. Any news?
A couple of new drivers on board that joined the team, and I think I may have one open spot left, maybe two. And we can always buy more trucks if they're good drivers. But it's been a challenge, but everybody has stayed safe, and I appreciate that. We've got a great group of guys that know that they have to safely service the customers, and they're doing that.
Describe the kind of driver you would love to hire.
Somebody that wants to work, knows the importance of being on time and servicing the customer, but also enjoys their quality home time with their family. It's difficult for truck drivers that are stuck out on the road for weeks at a time, so we just don't do that to them. We want them to have that quality time, rest their brain, rest their body, be with their family. That's real important to us.
How can people reach Tim Onstock?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
The Urbana Park District Health and Wellness Center is open. Located at 2002 East Washington Street in Urbana next to the Brookins Center, the Health and Wellness Center has 2 full basketball gyms, pickleball courts, a walking track, weight and cardio rooms, a fitness classroom, and a meeting room. Buy an annual membership for unlimited access. For more information, call 217-255-8601 or visit urbanaparks.org. Urbana Park District, you belong here.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Yeah, the biggest upset last night was Purdue, number 11, losing at home in West Lafayette to Ohio State after leading by 14 or 16 or something. That's amazing.
73-70 was the final.
Man.
Now, we've got Ohio State here Sunday, February 2nd at the State Farm Center, and that's a noon tip-off.
Sunday?
February 2nd.
7 noon.
A week from this Sunday.
All right.
Now, this Sunday, January 25th, will be Northwestern with a 2 o'clock
we
tip-off.
owe them, and then we're going to owe Michigan State for sure here.
Michigan State is at, that's at Michigan. When do we play Michigan State? Oh, there it is. Saturday, February 15th game.
Yeah.
That's the one that's so hot right now.
Yeah.
And Terrence Shannon Jr.'s jersey and all of that. That's a 7 o'clock Saturday night.
Complete sellout for that.
Man.
That'd be awesome. And then we got Duke in February. So we'll play Duke at Madison Square Garden.
That's right, February 22nd.
Yeah, and that's going to be, talk about your measuring stick. They got Cooper Flagg. He's supposed to be the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. And then you had Kasparis Jakajonic, who's supposed to be top 5 or 6 pick in the NBA draft.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Will Riley in the first round, too, coming up. Anyway, it'll be a real marquee with a lot of eyeballs on that. A lot of scouts, a lot of NBA people. And, hey, it's such a good feeling to have a basketball team that you're not afraid to play anybody. You might not beat them all, but you're not afraid to play anybody.
Mm-hmm.
We are, as Brad has said, our upside is bigger than last year's Elite 8 team. That's saying something now.
Right. So we've got Illinois and Maryland tomorrow at 8. Go Illini. We've been fielding a lot of people who want to win tickets, texting in Illini to 217-359-2255 to try to win from Express Employment Professionals. Another trending story is this 2025 Baseball Hall of Fame class, including Ichiro Suzuki. And CC Sabathia and Billy Wagner, joining Dick Allen and Dave Parker in Cooperstown this summer.
All right. Weather next.
Hey, where are you headed? To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. What do they have there? What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more. So, everything. Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Hi, this is Troy Lands from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. With colder temperatures here, let's make sure your heating system is operating at its best. At Lands, you can join our comfort family and get exclusive savings and support to keep your heating system in tip-top shape this winter and all year round. Our plans offer tune-ups, discounts on repair, and even lifetime system enhancements. Plus, we back up our equipment with labor warranty when we install it. Find out more about our comfort family maintenance plans at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Just a couple of fast-moving clipper systems on the weather maps and charts in the coming days. With an uptick in temperature readings by and large, it should push us close to the 40-degree mark across the area by early to mid next week and at least into the 30s over the weekend. In the meantime, considerable cloudiness, windy but not so cold as long as you're sheltered from that wind. 23 at the forecast high. The southwest to south wind at 15 to 25 and gusty. For tonight, not so cold, mostly cloudy. One of those clipper systems may generate a few snow flurries around early and late, low down to 18. And tomorrow, maybe a snow shower in spots in the morning, partly sunny, the high to about 25. Back down into the single digits tomorrow night, and a sunny, cold Friday at 22. But then we moderate to 36 on Saturday with maybe an isolated snow shower around. Clouds for the day on Sunday at 33, 35 on Monday, heading into the lower 40s next Tuesday and Wednesday. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
We would like to invite you to the St. Joseph Ogden FFA auction February 1st at the St. Joseph Ogden High School. Dinner and silent auction begins at 5, followed by a live auction at 6. There are no tickets needed to attend, and anyone is welcome.
Items to be auctioned off include fire pits, solo stove, various Milwaukee tools, door lock welding table, various silent auction baskets, and gift certificates from local businesses.
You can learn more about our auction at our Facebook page, St. Joseph Ogden FFA.
Take charge of the years ahead with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868, Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
You've heard about the doggy bag, right? From Bulldog Disposal Muhammad, a 6 cubic yard canvas bag that can be used for easy cleanup instead of a big dumpster. The one-time use bag is now available and you can save the delivery charge. Get the doggy bag at Do It Best Hardware in Champaign at 107 West Springfield. So fill up the bag, call Bulldog Disposal, have it disposed of, and you'll be organized. Go to bulldoggybag.com for all the details. That's bulldoggybag.com.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Well, it's cold. I didn't need to tell you that, but I might as well reiterate. But it's getting better.
Yes.
It's definitely going to get better, as Greg has mentioned. So
it's at 10 now. We're already in double digits.
What the heck?
So
it's warmer.
Wind chill is 8 below, but...
Well, but it's at least the winds are out of the south.
And it's sunny and a high 25.
Yeah, your radiational heating will be nice in the car if you're in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So you got that working for you.
This weekend, we're up to 37 on Saturday, 31 on Sunday, 38 on Monday. Tuesday with sunshine, 42.
I see 40,
I'm laying out.
47 next Wednesday.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah. And then we welcome in February, a week from Saturday. Is that right?
A week from Saturday.
Yeah. So
Philo's doing this Glow Bingo event for the
When is that?
Sesquicentennial on February 1st.
Okay.
So I'm not calling the bingo, but I'm entertainment between the bingo games.
Black lighting or something?
Yeah, they have black lights and they have the glow-in-the-dark daubers, and people wear, maybe construction style glow-in-the-dark style shirts.
Never heard of that.
It is a blast.
I'll be darned.
It's like $40 or $50 to play, but they have the 10 games ready to go, your dauber ready to go. They've got drink coupons ready to go. I mean, it's a blast.
Okay, so what if they sell out? How do you get in?
Well, that is the thing why you move on it right now and go online.
How would you go? Where would you go?
I mean, you just put in Philo Sesquicentennial or Philo 150 years and events or something, and you'll get to it.
You know you're getting old when you're a big part of the 100th, which I was. Johnny was a youth director back in the day.
Okay.
So this will be 150 for Philo next year.
I think it's the third week of July,
yeah, I think
so they're
is.
just getting some seed money.
All right. Thanks, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J. Thanks for listening. Have a great Wednesday.
I have a circle of friends that have been talking about getting a better place. And if you're interested in selling your home, call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans at 239-7113. I love the relationship with some of the top builders in the area.
Yeah, that's something we've worked on over the last 5 or 6 years, is really getting in on the inside of not just the building part of the subdivisions, but the whole development part of it. Mm-hmm. So we chose to partner with a lot of these builders locally, Champaign, Mahomet, Savoy, and to really understand what these subdivisions look like, who has access to what lots, what these lots cost, what type of home is going to be built in that subdivision. That way, when people are looking to plan to build, and if that's now or in a few years, where their home is most likely going to be the best fit for them, or what type of community they're looking for.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information, including repair quotes and online scheduling requests, available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Tim, talk to me about Gale Forex Trucking. Any news?
A couple of new drivers on board that joined the team, and I think I may have one open spot left, maybe two. And we can always buy more trucks if they're good drivers. But it's been a challenge, but everybody has stayed safe, and I appreciate that. We've got a great group of guys that know that they have to safely service the customers, and they're doing that.
Describe the kind of driver you would love to hire.
Somebody that wants to work, knows the importance of being on time and servicing the customer, but also enjoys their quality home time with their family. It's difficult for truck drivers that are stuck out on the road for weeks at a time, so we just don't do that to them. We want them to have that quality time, rest their brain, rest their body, be with their family. That's real important to us.
How can people reach Tim Onstock?
They can get me at timo@gftlog.com.
When you're looking for your next vehicle, be sure to stop at Sarah Champagne and listen to Merez.
Hi, I'm Merez Johnson Jr., power forward for the University of Illinois basketball team. The only place you should shop for your next vehicle is Sarah Champagne, home of Honda, BMW, Buick GMC, and Subaru. Why? Because they treat you like family every time. Take it from me, Merez Johnson Jr. Sarah Champagne will be the last dealership you will ever work with.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA Champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
In 1925, a small plumbing company began its journey in Urbana, Illinois. Over the decades, the business grew thanks to hard work and great people. In 1966, things changed when Dave Reichard, a veteran, met veteran Ken Asklin, who was an architectural engineering grad from Illinois. The two realized their shared vision for excellence. Their partnership took root, and in 1975, the name changed to A&R Mechanical. With Dave as president and Ken as vice president, A&R Mechanical expanded services, becoming the go-to full-service contractor for all of Central Illinois. A&R went from a plumbing-only contractor to a full-service mechanical contractor with their own sheet metal shop. Today, A&R is a plumbing, heating, ventilation service company with the same excellence in customer service as they provided nearly 100 years ago. Design, build, and maintain. That's what served A&R Mechanical for nearly 100 years. Find them at Lincoln and Kettering in Urbana or online at ar-mech.com.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You're listening to WSJK ESP